Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Drive Pink Dialogue. We're about 60 seconds from Inter Miami's 5-1 victory over NYCFC. I'm your host, Scotty. I'm here with my co-host, Saur, and this is the raw reaction. Wow. What do you think, man?
Congratulations, fans. We are the Eastern Conference champions. Now on to the final. One more left. What more to say? Time to go to bed, right?
Is this the first time since Messi arrived at Inter Miami that they have won a big game without a monster performance from either Messi or Luis Suarez?
Maybe. I think this was like a very even performance in terms of contributions from everyone else but Messi and Suarez. Well, Suarez didn't play that much, but it was a very disjointed game. It wasn't the best game to watch. I don't know how we ended up scoring 5, but yeah, you're right.
And listen, not to dissuade, not to take away from Messi. He gets the assist on the game-sealing goal. I think it got pretty nervy there before
It was
Silvetti's
important, yeah.
goal number 3. So it's not that he wasn't impactful, but I think back to the U.S. Open Cup semifinal in 2023, the Leagues Cup run. It was Messi, monster performance after monster performance after monster performance. You think about our comeback versus LAFC in the CONCACAF Champions Cup earlier this year. It was Messi. You think about the playoff games over the last couple of weeks. It's been Messi. Club World Cup, Messi with the free kick against Porto. Suarez with a big performance against Palmeiras. It has been... Those two have stepped up in the biggest moments to help deliver victory to Inter Miami. And in this game, everyone else said, I want to be the guy to step up and make the big play, starting with Tadeo Allende, who...
Now, Ballon d'Or. I'm starting his Ballon d'Or campaign, dude. That guy is on another level right now. What is he eating for breakfast?
He just tied the record for the most amount of goals in MLS playoff history in a single playoffs with the hat trick there.
Insane. He is on another level. He's playing with so much confidence right now. I've never seen him look this good in a field where I thought for at least 50 minutes he was the best player on the pitch. He was so good. I don't know. He should have had 4 goals, by the way, not just 3.
Not the most important thing, but one of the things that has impressed me so much over the last 2.5 years is the young players learning these little skill sets from Messi, Alba, Suarez, Busquets. And what we saw from Yannick Bright was a pure Messi ball through the back line onto Allende.
My jaw was, I'm not kidding you, my jaw was hanging when I saw that assist. I thought to myself, who was that? And I rewinded my stream to double check. And it was Bright. That was insane. What a pass from him, by the way. It was a reverse pass, cutting through everybody like butter.
So you mentioned it, a little bit of a disjointed effort at times. Weird to say.
For large parts. Yeah.
It's weird to say considering we won 5-1, but maybe it was just because we expected to look a certain way, and that's with Messi dominating or us looking terrible. And when Messi isn't dominating, we think, oh, well, we'd probably lose it. So for us to still be playing well and still win comfortably, I mean, we won 5. It was a 5-1 victory. For that to happen in a way that we're not used to, sometimes is what it takes in a tournament. You have that one game where something's not quite clicking right, but the team finds a way to persevere and create the moments they need to win. And that this team did it. I actually feel, even though the performance minute to minute was less convincing, I feel better about the team's chances next week because... I think everyone is confident. I think everyone feels like they can be the guy to step up at any given moment. It's not just give it to Messi and hope he makes it happen. So,
no, you know what it is? I think
I'm hyped up right now. I'm so happy right now.
I was right that the mentality would be more important in this game than how we actually played and the talent and all that. Because I don't think it was on Inter Miami that we looked poor. A lot of the times when Inter Miami looks bad, it's because Messi is not playing, like a monstrous game. Suarez is not contributing, and others just seem lost. I think Inter Miami was trying to do their thing. They had a game plan. It was working to some extent, but it was just NYC had this weird game plan of just disrupting the flow. There was no rhythm to the game at all, and the referee was atrocious. He was awful in trying to make the game flow. That's why it looked like it was constantly being stopped. They were getting into fights. It just never felt like a game that was flowing from minute to minute. There was a foul every 2 seconds. And
All right, let's
a lot
stop
of players didn't
because
look comfortable in it. But I don't think it's necessary to even talk about any of that as you're
right,
just about to point to me. So
yeah.
just to be clear, you started this conversation. So
Okay, I apologize.
just
I didn't
yeah.
mean to take it to the referees. I don't really want to talk about NYCFC. Like this is an Inter Miami team that just won the Eastern Conference Final 5-1. I mean, we would have been so happy if we had one magic Tadeo Allende minute, 90th minute goal that gave us a 1-0 victory. The fact that we cruised in the final 15 minutes to a 5-1 victory and we were, having back heel assists and stuff like that. Like that is ridiculous to be doing at this stage of the playoffs against a really good team. Let's start with Tadeo Allende. You say Ballon d'Or. I think he might just be like a soccer god, a playoff soccer
He's
god.
Lord Allende, that's for sure.
I just want to really make sure I stop and give him credit because I am so critical of players in big games of taking advantage of the moments and opportunities they're given. And he's the guy that came through in the big moment in this game. That first shot is a power shot. He bodies off the defender, and then he just blows it past Matt Freese with pace and electricity. And then the second header, it's a great header. I know he has a third opportunity on a header that he misses, but he makes up for it with the hat trick at the end. Same number of hat tricks as Messi this year, by the way. 23 goals. He's on 23 goals. So Tadeo Allende may be as big of a difference maker in these playoffs and transforming Inter Miami into this juggernaut as anyone. And not just these playoffs, but maybe the 3 to 4 weeks leading into the playoffs as well.
No, I think he's a transformed player right now for this Inter Miami team. Scoring this many goals in the playoffs is not a joke. It is not a joke by any means. If Messi was doing it, we'd consider it normal, but this is Tadeo Allende. We were crucifying him 6 months ago. So the fact that he's turned it around the way he has, it's absolutely brilliant. So heartwarming to see. And I think this was the game where you could see he was performing well across the board. It wasn't just like one moment gifted to him by Messi, or a moment that, he was in the right place at the right. No, he was having a good performance throughout. Some really wonderful touches. He was pressing really well. A complete performance from Allende, a confident performance from Allende, which we haven't said in a long while.
Yes, agreed. But like the last 6, but it's not just this game. It's now been 5 games or 7 games.
Yeah, no, the playoffs, the entire playoff series, this game obviously culminating into the 3 games, but also I think he's come into his own over the last few weeks.
If he's not the man of the match, it's Jordi Alba, who also was fantastic. I think he finishes with 3 assists. Certainly has one to Allende. Certainly has the last one at the end for.
Yeah, 3 assists. I think you're right.
No, it looks like
2 to Allende. No, he had 2 to Allende in the first.
No,
2.
Busquets had the first. No, Busquets had the first.
Okay,
the first
okay.
one. So 2 goal assists for Jordi Alba, but he was the outlet. And for Inter Miami, when they were struggling to get play through the middle, specifically with Messi, they went to him time and time again, and he continued to deliver really quality opportunities, quality possessions, and help this team create offense time and time again. He gets the second assist, which is the one that I think made us feel pretty comfortable for the rest of the first, for a while there at least, and then he gets the game sealer with
Alba got 3 assists. He got the second assist.
What was the
second? He got the Segovia assist, and then he got the other assist for Allende. He got, I think. Oh wait, no, he got 2. Because one was Bright, one was Sergio Busquets, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alba had a great game.
And then you think about Busquets. He gets an assist to start it off. Yannick Bright gets an assist to start it off, or to end it off. And then in the middle, Messi, has the moment of magic where he finds Silvetti open in the box, and Silvetti, the 18-year-old, who again I'm afraid to keep talking about because I'm going to say dangerous things about him, calm, cool, and collected finishes, and that was the put away goal. Could NYC have gotten back into it? Perhaps, but they didn't, and so that was the goal that put it all away.
I mean, you didn't mention Rocco and his save. That could have got NYC
I'm going
back
to.
into it.
Don't worry.
That was a massive moment in itself. But I think there was just something about this attack today. Oh, today, forget about today. This attack has been on song for the last
you pronounce
5 games.
It's not pronounced today. It's pronounced today-o. That's what the offense was in this one.
No, I think every single player seems to be just contributing in some way or another. So I'm very surprised by how competent this team and this attack looked without Messi. And sorry, I'm watching the trophy presentation. Boys, don't be this happy right now, man. We need to win the MLS Cup. That's more important.
If I'm counting right, that's 7 different players that contributed to a goal in this game.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it looked like everyone was just enjoying yourself.
Yeah. You know who else? Okay, let's talk about Rocco, because the big goal comes in the 67th minute. Messi finds Silvetti in the box, but 45 seconds before that, it's the best save Rocco's had at Inter Miami, period. Like a vintage Drake Calendar save, if I do say so. Defensive moment of the season, I think, for him. And the goalkeeping moment of the season, perhaps, because if that goes in, it's 2-2. Inter Miami, a minute later, 45 seconds later, gets the third goal. But that play doesn't even happen if Rocco doesn't make that save and it's a fresh restart. So that save was as good as it gets.
I don't know if it was a good save, but it was the most important save that he's made in his Inter Miami career. It was a great save, yes. I'm sure he's made some better saves, but this was the most important save that he had to make in his Inter Miami career, and he stepped up. I thought he could have done maybe a little bit better on the headed goal that we conceded, but if he doesn't stop that, this game goes completely in NYC's favor because they were
still watching.
We're
still watching. If he doesn't save that goal, I think we're still watching this game.
Maybe if they haven't finished the game, honestly.
Well, in extra time, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But no, this was so important, and he did it in the most important moment, and yeah, it was heartwarming to see a lot of players get vindicated today because Rocco was chosen over Starry. Allende and Silvetti both were chosen over Suarez, both get their goal contributions, and then Javi Marciano gets vindicated for his decision making. So overall, a great performance. Segovia gets an assist, gets a goal as well. By the way, he came on and he just looked like an absolute beast. He was doing things, and I was like, he's playing on a different wavelength to everyone else right now, and I think he needs to start over Baltazar in the final. But I know that's a conversation for the post-game show, so we'll keep it at that.
Yeah. If this was a regular season game, we would be having that conversation right now, but it's not. So maybe we should just any final thoughts before we get to the chat that you just have to get off your chest.
One more game, bring it home. Just bring it home. One more game.
The trophy's gonna be at Chase Stadium. All they have to do is go put 2 hands on it, and they will do it. EMZ says 4-1. Booking my flight for next week right now. Let's go. JC says they did it without 2 Messi goal contributions. Let's go. This team is a unit. MLS Cup, here we come. And that's what we were talking about. The fact that Messi didn't have to have a monster performance, I think, is a huge credit to where this team has come, because I wouldn't have said that was possible 3 months ago. I don't know if I would have said it was possible 3 weeks ago. And here we are, and it just happened. So
you were wrong. The guys. Inter Miami did not need Messi's 2 goal contributions to get to the final. They got it without it. Look at that.
And it won't be the last time. Natalia says we are going to the MLS Cup final. We talked about this in the pregame show, but to just enjoy this and to just be appreciative of the fact that we're here, I think is awesome, and probably will be the theme of everything we talk about for the next week. JC says, Allende hat trick. Let's go. Sign him up for 2026 already, Natalia says. SD says, congrats Miami, Tadeo, and Silvetti for making history. Any thoughts on any dangerous proclamations you want to make about Matteo Silvetti?
Oh, he's going to win the Ballon d'Or in the next 5 years.
I think him
Dude,
and
that
Messi.
bright assist. I just saw the bright assist
No, the
again. I'm
bright
sorry. It
the
was
bright
so
assist was
good.
crazy. Silvetti and Messi are the two guys I think you build the team around next year. I really do. Eastern Conference champions. I know this has been a conversation this week, and they're doing a trophy celebration. I don't know if it's really a trophy or not, but
It is.
it is a huge accomplishment. And now that we've won, I'm much more inclined to say it is.
Do you want to guess what our XG was?
What was it?
1.7. How did we score 5 goals? That's insane.
I have a little bit higher than that, but yeah. Well, this team has always been
That's what
ultra
the
clinical.
Apple TV is showing. But yeah, that they outperformed the XG by almost 3. That's insane.
Yeah, but that's Allende for you.
That
Lynn
first
says,
goal was buried with disdain, by the way. He let go of all the phantoms of the past and just buried it in the bottom corner.
that was, yes, that was like all the anger from everything he had to go through this season. And not just this season, at Celta Vigo, everything he's held back his whole career, like it went into that shot, and Matt Freese didn't have a chance. Lynn says, so happy
the
for
way,
Allende. Definitely hair in the match. Go ahead.
I'm just reading the chat and somebody said I look really high right now. It is almost 2 a.m. where I am, so I'm not high. I am extra sleepy. So if I'm not matching your energy, Scotty, I apologize because the sleep demons are coming for me right now, and I'm just trying to stay awake as long as I can because this is an awesome feeling and I want to share it with everyone. So I know I'm not high. I promise.
Miami King says Rocco super save again. Can't underestimate how important that was for momentum. It was the big save. It was right as New York City was trying to capture the momentum. They were, a little pro-game prodding. They didn't. I wouldn't say have it outright, but they were trying to capture it. And if they could put that ball in the back of the net, it would have been. And by the way, that was right after Noah Allen came out of the game, and you put Busquets at center back, and that attack comes from the side that Noah Allen would have been expected to clean up, that maybe you don't feel great about Busquets having the athleticism to clean up. And instead, Rocco comes through, makes the save, and then you go ahead on the other way and get the cleanup, finish it off goal from Silvetti. Huge moment.
That 2-1 was a very precarious scoreline. It looked like it could go either ways, and the next goal would definitely get the momentum. And thank God for Rocco's save and Silvetti's buried shot, because I was getting nervous, and I told you, I messaged you on the side, and I said I don't like the way this game is progressing because it feels like it's there for New York to just take it. And I'm just glad that didn't happen. And on any other time, it would have actually ended up with Inter Miami on the, or not losing side, but drawing to New York FC, because that's always what happens. And panicking. Yeah.
I've talked a lot about this week about, the curse of dealing with NYCFC. If what happened in September didn't lift that curse, I think what happened tonight definitely lifted that curse, because you're right. So many times that would have been a good goal, and Inter Miami would have gotten a draw and suffered into penalties and everything. Tunde says, Gabriela says, Bright with that assist. The subs that came off the bench, I thought were all really good. All of them, not just Bright. I thought Talasco was excellent. I thought Suarez had some nice moments that, like a better Messi would have finished off. I think he could have assists. And then Ian Frey, I thought, market improvement as well.
I think Ian Frey was better than Cello, but he did have a few shaky moments. Bright also took some time getting into it, but when he eventually got into it, he was just winning everything. You didn't mention one player, which I'm very surprised at all. Rodrigo de Paul. I thought he was really good. I thought he was brilliant this game with the way he was controlling everything in that first half. And he was getting the balls in the right areas. He was running. He was closing down. And I thought he had a fantastic game.
Maybe we'll go rewatch. I think that New York City did a great job of forcing the ball outside, and Rodrigo de Paul had some nice moments and touches through the midfield. But I thought this was the game for the wide players to take advantage of, and I thought Jordi Alba
rewatch and let me know what you think, because I looked at it and I thought he was very good.
That is not to say I thought he played poorly. I'm not. Yeah. That's not what I'm saying. Tunde says, Allende finally a hero in the match. Truly the Odyssey, like Saur mentioned last episode. Whew.
Oh, I should have. It's a good thing I didn't save that award because otherwise I would have had to give him the man of the match this time. So he would never have got it.
The Devinite says it's all ours to lose. This is the way he visioned them playing. Only Inter Miami can stop Inter Miami. I do think that of the last 3 games Inter Miami will play, Cincinnati, NYCFC home, Vancouver/San Diego at home, this was going to be the easiest one. Now, they handled Cincinnati on the road, and I never expected that.
You mean manhandled?
And this game, they end up with a dominant 5-1 blowout, really put it on at the end. So I do feel like this team has an invincibility vibe to them, and I'm interested to see what happens in this game coming up. But
it's so interesting because we won the game 5-1, but it wasn't really a 5-1 game at any point. There was times when I felt really nervous that this Inter Miami team is going to bottle this. So yes, it was 5-1. I wouldn't necessarily call it a blowout or a domination. It was typical Inter Miami where I think we got to the 3-1 and then the floodgates just opened. So
yes, but also I don't think NYCFC was ever fully in this game. Like it was it was
seesaw, and then suddenly it tilted into Miami's direction.
Correct. Yeah. Like once the dam broke, the scoreline can get out of hand. But I never felt like, aside from that one moment that Rocco gets the save, that's the only moment I felt, okay, maybe Inter Miami will give up this lead. And then he makes the save, and then they come back immediately and respond with the game winner. So, I don't think this was that close, actually. Pepto says they man-marked Messi, and we still got to win, unlike most of this season. So happy. And that, it's so important that this team can find ways to create big moments, even if it's not with Lionel Messi. And again, I know he gets the one moment, but the fact that they can have 7 different guys contribute to a goal in this stage, at this level, and they're not panicking, and they're not deferring to him, and they're not forcing it through him. And like, I don't know if we've ever seen that from Inter Miami before. Either Messi and Suarez also has had big moments, if not this year or recently. If it's not through those two, it feels like Miami just doesn't win. And that's what we've seen against Vancouver. That's what we've seen against Monterrey. This game, other guys stepped up and just handled it. And I really don't think we've seen that before in a big game like this since Messi got here. Or maybe in Inter Miami history, really. Not to this level. Mario says Tadeo is revenge. Akinlaha says an old era gives way to the new. Messi at 38, Silvetti at 19, the past and future of Argentina in one touch. EMZ says Saur was hoping for a Bondo to get in after that, not to get in after that 4-1 because he bet his house in the pregame show. Ashley says she's typing from the supporter section as we speak. Vamos.
Let's go.
Natalia says, today, Allende, I apologize for doubting you.
We all should have a GoFundMe page for Tadeo Allende's Ballon d'Or nomination petition that I'm going to file, by the way. Coming to your Twitter pages soon enough for you to sign.
Pepto says this wouldn't have been possible with Suarez starting. Let's talk about, not specifically Suarez, but we did talk about in the pregame show how this lineup was we think this is our best 11 lineup, so we're going with it. Not, we think this is the right lineup for particularly NYCFC as an opponent. They did do a good job of containing Messi. And does that make you nervous at all for the final?
It'll be a different opponent. It'll be a different atmosphere. No, I'm not nervous. And
I also think,
you know why I'm not nervous? Because Messi was kind of contained by NYCFC quite effectively, and we still scored 5 past them. So that's why I'm not nervous.
We will certainly get nervous by the time we get to Friday evening. But for now,
Yeah, nervous for the other team.
Yeah. The other thing is either San Diego or Vancouver is going to come in, especially Vancouver, with confidence, thinking they can outplay Inter
Yeah.
Miami because of what happened
They've
earlier
done
this
it
year.
already one
And
season.
San Diego with Mikey Vargas, like that is, they're going to come after you. They're not. What I think what we saw from NYCFC was, we think we have to win this game a certain way, and so we're going to play a certain way because that's the only way we have a chance, kind of thing. So. Akin Lajas says Segovia instant impact on the game. Yeah, I thought the subs were all good. I thought all four of them played well. I really did. And credit to them because it's so easy to lose your starting role. And, you know, Ian Frey, I guess, hasn't lost his starting role. And I think he should be starting the final if he's 90 minutes fit. But Bright lost his starting job. Telasco lost his starting job. And maybe unfairly. Like, I think it would be, at best, a toss-up whether Baltazar has outplayed Telasco this season. I think it would be, at best, a toss-up to say DePaul has outplayed Yannick Bright this season. And
I
they've
would
lost their
argue, I
job.
think Segovia's played better than Baltazar.
I would too,
Bright
but my
played
point
better.
is,
Agree with Paul.
my point is that, like, they didn't do anything to lose the job. Circumstances happened to them. And I think it's easy to, like, let your brain go to a bad place, take you to a bad place. I worked so hard. I did so well. I earned this. And now it's being taken away from me for things that I feel are unfair. And they didn't. They just stayed in there and kept working. And
They've been
have been
professional.
huge pieces. And they've been huge pieces. And they're young players, too, which is maybe why it's even extra impressive. So 2 other guys to build the team around next year.
Yeah.
Tunde says, MLS Cup, here we come. If I told you this in May, if you had told me this in May, I would have doubted you.
We're actually there. We actually reached the MLS Cup final.
I know,
And it's
dude.
going to be played at Chase Stadium. I can't believe it. Wow. We're so close, man. One more game. We started with 4. Now we're at 1. How does that happen?
I think we had to
started with what?
lose. I think we had to
5,
lose
yeah.
game 2 against Nashville because we weren't going to win
Otherwise,
8 in a
it wouldn't
row.
be possible,
We had to,
yeah.
we had to get a reset. But I think we can win 4 games in a row from here.
Well, one game now. It doesn't matter.
Yes, 1 game. Sean says there was a 2-month span that Heron that flew north just always went to Allende.
I remember. Maybe we should do like a postseason awards where we just give just good awards to all these players. I think Allende is going to have the most improved player because he's gone from one end of the spectrum to the exact opposite, being amazing in the playoffs.
Giselle says, Scotty and Saur, it's Vancouver versus San Diego. Are you watching? And I will. I know you got some sleeping to do, and I'm sure you'll catch that or rewatch that game at some point this week. But early thoughts. Inter Miami's going to the MLS Cup. They're going to host San Diego or Vancouver. Early thoughts.
I'm a little more nervous to play Vancouver because they've already beaten us, twice this season. They're a very good team with Mueller in it. They know what they want to do and how they want to play against Inter Miami. San Diego, it's a new team. Yes, they've done fantastic this year. They've got some very solid players who've performed at a very high level. But I think the occasion might just be too big for San Diego. So if I were to pick and choose, honestly, anyone's fine. We're going to beat them. We have to beat them. It's fine. I don't care. Bring me whoever.
I was on a couple podcasts this week talking about MLS Cup semifinals, and so I thought about it for the Western Conference, and I'm listening to these, people talk about their teams, and I was just thinking, like, I think Vancouver's maybe a worse matchup for Miami, and we saw that earlier in the season, and they are a different team. Some of their best players have been hurt or not playing as much, and then, of course, they added Mueller. So it's a different team than what we saw earlier this year. But I also, so it would be sweet to get revenge on them. And San Diego, they are so young, but sometimes you're so young you don't know how to lose. You don't know that this is supposed to be hard. That's a great point. And you just come in with all the confidence in the world. And their coach, Mikey Vargas, I'm very impressed with Mikey Varas, and I have been for a long time. So either way, it's going to be a worthy competition, I think is maybe the best way to put it.
And both of them have to travel to Chase Stadium. That's the only thing that's like really in our favor.
Cross the country / continent to make it. Sean
Which
says,
if I were them, I'd do it tomorrow or tonight.
Well, but then you have to sleep in a hotel bed for a week, and that's you lose. It's not as comfortable as your own bed. I don't know.
That's why I'd do it tonight, so that favors into Miami.
Okay. Sean says, I think Scotty needs to let out a yell. I will just say, I feel great right now. I feel invincible right now. I've done nothing but win today, and it's a great feeling.
Do not jump off your building, please. Do not do that, because I know it can be tempting sometimes.
I think that's more of a you thing than a me thing. But Janina says, when a team can win without their superstar playing a full-out amazing game at this level with their season on the line shows they are a true team. And I think I'm going to keep coming back to this point because I can't believe that Messi didn't play incredible and we still won 5-1. If you told me that before the game, I'd be so scared. Yeah, if you had told me that was going to happen before the game, Messi only gets 1 assist and he's not super impactful through the middle. Like I would have been really scared about this game. Good circle the lineup though, I think. Miami King says beautiful goal from Segovia and Alba play. Ash says Cristiano Allende. Miami King says RDP played his best game. I'll rewatch. I mean, I'm open. I'd love to see it tomorrow. Janina says, do the yellow cards get reset for the final?
Thank God.
Well, they don't.
They don't matter.
Yeah, they don't matter anymore. Unless you get 2 in the final, in which case.
It does matter.
It does matter. Mike says Rocco's the best goalie in the world right now. Prove me wrong. That was a Drake calendar save. I'm sorry, but it was. And for half a second there, I thought, man, spiritual successor right there. Talk with Covey says Messi has the most assists in football history. Congratulations. Notched another one today. Michael says, I thought the final would be in the West because they have a better record. It's based on your supporter shield standings, and Inter Miami finished with 66 points, more than either San Diego or Vancouver. The only 2 teams in this playoff they would have gone on the road for were Cincinnati and Philadelphia. Luis says, play Messi as a false 9 in 2026. Keep Allende and add Werner from Germany, and this team will be absolutely hated in MLS, and watch out with any team in the world, and watch out for Silvetti and Obando.
I don't know about Werner, man.
We will have those conversations at another time. But we are also less than 172 hours away from Inter Miami playing in the MLS Cup final. That game, by the way, I believe is at 2:30 Eastern time next Saturday at Chase Stadium. I believe it's 2:30. Let me double check that actually. 2:30 Eastern time. Unless they change it for some reason. Okay, Saur, I know it's late there, so I'm going to let you go with some final thoughts. Inter Miami wins 5-1. How you feeling? Also, you're muted.
Sorry, so that's why I was trying to say something and you didn't pick it up. But Inter Miami are the Eastern Conference champions. I'll be honest, that's one of the toughest conferences that we've had in a long while. It was so close, such difficult opposition, and anyone could have finished first in that conference this year. So anything that comes from the West, we shouldn't even be worried about, right? Now, enjoy this moment, enjoy this night, celebrate as hard as you want. This was phenomenal. Inter Miami has done something that none of us expected, at least at some point during the season. 4 goals in the first, 4 goals in the second, 5 goals in the third. That's not normal. this Inter Miami team is ready to win the final. And if San Diego or Vancouver end up beating us, then good for them. But you can try because you're going to have to try very hard. Let's go, man. One more game left. And then we can finally call ourselves champions.
Last question. Inter Miami has scored 17 goals in the playoffs in 5 games. I think that might be the record already, and they still have a game to play.
No, I think the commentator said that we've matched with Minnesota, so we probably beat them this season, like this game after we scored 5 tonight. So
Minnesota. When would Minnesota have had?
I think so. Yeah. Well, maybe I misheard.
Okay, guys, shorter episode because Saur is graciously staying up for this magic moment. But thank you for joining us in the chat. Thank you for joining us all season long. And I hope you guys will join us again tomorrow. We'll rewatch the game and break it down in depth, talk about some of these big talking points that I haven't gotten over yet, some of the player performances that we didn't get to, and of course, we'll give out some awards and maybe talk a little bit about our thoughts on Vancouver, San Diego after this game ends and we find out exactly who we're going to play. But until then, guys, have a lovely night. We'll see you guys next time. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Since our first viewer, sharing this with you all has been the very best part. So from the beginning until the end, thank you for being a part of this and have a wonderful day.